Hello YouTube. So middle of the week by the time I'm filming this video here, and it's been a very long week at work. So I now have a drink in hand called Row Hard Hard Root Beer, alcoholic. So I feel like I deserve it after working so hard, and I feel I'm going to need this drink after watching this next video. So let's crack one open.
If you don't think male privilege exists, you are wrong.
And if you don't think female privilege doesn't exist, you are definitely wrong.
Gender bias is often ignored because it seems invisible and subjective to those who benefit from it. But trans men have experienced both sides of the gender-divided society, so I'm gonna let them explain male privilege in their own words.
Fucking Laci Green. You hear that? She's gonna let them discuss it for you. She's going to allow them. Yeah, there's that female privilege there, Laci.
Male privilege is the bullshit idea that men are better than anybody else.
Ah, yes. Words spewed out by feminist rhetoric, and usually only feminist rhetoric.
Male privilege is the ability to move about the world in the way that you want to.
And is this denied women in the West? Can women not, go for a walk outside? Can women not take the bus? Can women not buy their own vehicle and take a drive somewhere? Like, this is really stupid. Oh, and he's one of those millennial people with the fucking nose ring thing. God, I hate those.
It's the experience of being left alone and free to be yourself.
Freedom to be left alone? Why don't you just be alone at home where, you're in the privacy of your own home? You don't have to associate with anybody after work or on a weekend. Like, nobody is stopping you from having some alone time. Alone time.
Privilege is also like the absence of experience. As a man, I have the privilege of getting on New York City subway train at 1 in the morning and don't have to worry about a man wagging his dick at me. That is a male privilege that I like.
This doesn't actually describe this experience for all men. I mean, it's just because it hasn't happened to you yet doesn't mean that it's not gonna happen to you. I mean, when I was living in Australia for a year, going on the subway after work, there was a man who actually stripped down completely buck naked. I'm not even joking. Right there, as he was changing into what I presume was his comfortable clothing. He got out of his work clothes to put on some pajamas. Like, he was all out, ladies and gentlemen, so I've seen it, but hey, what's an anecdotal story? Because that totally describes real life.
The first time I noticed I had male privilege was when I was walking home from hanging out with a bunch of friends who happened to be women. They had expressed being a little worried about walking home in the dark, and while I was walking, I realized that I had no worry in the world about being talked to or stared at or followed or assaulted.
Again, this just means that just because it hasn't happened, it doesn't mean that it is impossible from ever happening. Like, you need to walk in the right neighborhood. Was this a white neighborhood?
I know every step, I know every song, I know there's a place where I belong. I see all those party lights shining ahead, so someone invite me before I drop dead. Give me a chance, 'cause when I start to dance, I'm a movie star.
Was this a black neighborhood?
Good morning, Baltimore. And someday when I take to the floor, the world's gonna wake up and see Baltimore and me. Oh, look at my hair. What you can compare with mine today. Oh, I've got my hairspray and radio. I'm ready to go. The rats on the street all dance around my feet.
Was this a Hispanic neighborhood? Was this on the west side of the track?
Hey, Chicky. Hey, hey, watch it, Jet Boy. Hey, Jet Boy.
Or the down south?
And on the third day, God created the Remington bolt-action rifle so that man could fight the dinosaurs and the homosexuals. Amen.
I don't know. Like, it really depends on the type of neighborhood that your friends and you were walking from. Also, wouldn't it be highly unlikely of somebody getting attacked when they are walking with a big group of people? I mean, you don't even emphasize how many girlfriends you were walking with that night. So, what was it? 2? Or 7? Or 15? You leave out a lot of details.
A man could just walk down the street and no one is going to bother him. No one's going to ask him to smile. No one's going to ask him where he's going. No one's going to ask him if he's married. No one's going to ask him if they can walk with him. But this is something that I know women experience every day.
Like, how often do people on the street, complete and random strangers, come up to anybody else and ask them all these very personal questions? Hey, are you married? Why? Why do I ask? Because I just want to know. Because I'm a friendly person. Like, it's so stupid. Like, these are stupid ideas. Why are you even asking this? Like, ugh.
Post-transition life, my God, walking down the street is so glorious. I can actually think.
Oh, so you can walk around free and think now. Is that how you think? You just, like, are plugged in the home and you just pop that out and go for a walk and now you're able to think? What are you, a robot?
Time I ever experienced male privilege was on social media. I've always been the type to express myself and talk real crazy. And when I did it prior to transition, it wasn't okay. But the minute that I transitioned and everybody looked at me as that male figure, it was like, oh man, that's hilarious. I'm like, hey guy, I've been hilarious all this time. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, no, I mean, probably you weren't hilarious before when you were a woman, and now that you're transitioning, maybe your jokes just got funnier. Again, you're leaving out a lot of context, right? Like, what type of jokes were you saying? When you were a female, were you making fun of men because that's kind of sexist? Or now that you're a man, are you making fun of a woman and that's not sexist? Like, not funny? What's going on? So really, it depends on the joke that you're trying to send out. It's the type of audience that you're saying this joke to. Like, you just leave out so many details and keeping everything vague. Okay? This is all just vague. This is all anecdotal. We can't prove if this happened or not. I mean, this could be just fucking scripted for all we know. Most likely it is.
Unexpected aspect of male privilege for me was being taken way more seriously than I was before, and it's funny because I have all the same ideas, still thinking about the same things, and yet sometimes I would literally just be talked over or laughed at. Now people will often quiet down.
I'm gonna stop you right there, pal, and actually talk over you because you're just coming up with a whole bunch of drivel. Like, this is the same feminist bullshit that is just spread out across social media. We hear this all the time. This isn't an original idea that you have, okay? Oh yeah, men are always over talking over women, and women are just silent and they're shy for coming forward. Like, no, if you don't want to be spoken over, fucking stand up for yourself. That is not necessarily a masculine trait or a feminine trait, whatever. It's just who you are. Like, and this could happen to both guys and girls, so your story is just retarded.
Having experienced that from both sides of the spectrum as female and male, I call bullshit on that right now.
I call bullshit on that right now. Good on you.
Male privilege and sexism isn't just a problem for women, but it's also about liberating ourselves.
Liberating ourselves. You, a transgender person who transitioned from a woman to man. Okay? F to M. Alright? No offense, but you weren't born a male. You were not born with a penis. You probably weren't even born as an intersex person. So again, we don't know any of your background, except for the fact that you're giving us this story about how women are so underprivileged and men have all the privilege. Like, we don't know. This is purely anecdotal. And I'm just going to disagree with you right there.
Masculinity is very diverse. Masculinity is what it is to you. You don't have to be a brute. You don't have to be an athlete. And my masculinity looks like a man who likes puppies and babies. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm sure you like puppies and babies because you can't get a lover in bed with you. Oh, God. Are these real babies or fake babies? That's my question.
In the club this night, and my brothers are around. I think it might have been Single Ladies. Something came on. And I'm like, oh, the Single Ladies. Oh, the Single. And they go,
sir, whatever your day job is, don't quit it. You are not Beyonce.
you're a man now. Men don't wild out to Beyonce like that. And I said, but it's music.
But it's music. I mean, so if you were one of the white trans men and you were, grooving it out to Beyonce, would that be culture appropriation of black culture, of black music? So it's perfectly okay for you to get away with it because you're black. Now, if I were to do it, well, then that'd be a whole different story now, wouldn't it?
There's no one way to be a man. There's a spectrum of masculinity and just be chill.
And there's a broad spectrum of femininity. Just be chill. Maybe not be so emotional. Is that sexist?
If a guy wants to really understand male privilege and understand what it is, talk to women.
Oh, talk to women because they obviously know everything there is to know about what being a man entails. Don't they? Yes. If we want to understand male privilege, let's not talk to our male colleagues. Let's not talk to our male friends. Let's not talk to our fathers. Well, because most of them are always absent. No. Talk to females because females know it all. Don't they? Oh, fuck, I need a drink on that one.
Step back, listen to what other people are going through, ask them what they're going through, and I think you'll see that the world doesn't run exactly the way you think it does.
And I can say the exact same thing to you, sir. The world doesn't run in the way that you think it does, based on your anecdotal, unprovable stories sent out by fucking Braless and Laci fucking Green.
You're doing nothing wrong by having privilege. It's just what you do with it that matters.
Yeah, I know I have a lot of privileges and I work hard to get by in life, to pay my rent, and to pay for all the extra stuff that I like, such as art or books or, hanging out with friends. Yeah, I have a lot of privileges. So too do a lot of females. A lot of women in the West have a lot of privileges. In fact, they have more privileges. Shall we talk about that? Or is this just basically a video about how we should attack men and criticize a lot of their male privileges?
I'd like to thank all of our guests for giving their time and thoughts on this issue. We'll see you next time.
Oh, I just can't wait to see what other Braless show Laci Green has in store for us.
You know what else is male privilege? We actually have a bunch of men having to talk about what male privilege is, even though women have been talking about this for years. We ain't
So I have a question. Since these were once women who transitioned to becoming men, and this whole video is about these trans men explaining to the world about male privilege, does this mean that they're mansplaining? That's a good question. Except, again, you are not 100% males. You were born females who transitioned to become male. And whether or not you have full male genitalia or clearly by these hormones that you're taking and the facial hair and the armpit hair and the more masculine chests and arms, clearly you've been taking hormones. So are you now a man? Just because on the outer surface you look like a male and you have all the indicators that indicate that you're a male, your DNA says otherwise. Just saying. They should really check their privilege. That was quite painful. Ugh, there's not enough drink for this, I swear. So, my 2 cents. So based off this video here, seriously, MTV is just so dumb when it comes to their shows, and they are blatantly, obviously criticizing everything that is male, masculine traits by using trans men to show how evenly based their experiences are, right? So they started off as females and transitioned to males, so now they get the benefits of male privilege while totally ignoring their female privileges when they did have it. So, you know, human beings, both men and women, have privileges. You know what? Actually, let's use the term disadvantages and advantages. Okay, we all have advantages and disadvantages in our lives. Some of us have more advantages and others have more hurdles to jump over in life. But, like, all in all, women in the West have the exact same privileges as men, and even in some instances, a lot more. So, to be more evenly based, MTV should probably have a show that indicates how female privileges give women the upper hand. Who wants to make a bet that they'll show that video sometime soon? Probably not. Anyways, guys, yeah, I'm tired. Sorry for the short clip. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like and subscribe, comment on my video, and I will see you all next time. Take care of each other. Bye.